Hello here, welcome back to my channel and welcome to probably the last toy hunting video from Tokyo. Yeah, it's the same day that I've been to Not a Toy. I'm still here in Koenji. I've just experienced the lovely street festival with lots of like street performers and stuff like that, and even people selling their stuff on the streets and handmade cute stuff. I even bought something. So in between this other toy store and this, I experienced that. But now I'm in front of 2,000 toys. Doesn't mean there's toys from the 2000s. It's more like there's 2,000 toys in there. Obviously there's more, probably. And from what I know, it's more or less, it's US toys again. It's mostly probably not Japanese. But it's boyish toys, so it's action figures and all that stuff. They advertise it that it's from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s. So again, I don't know if I can film. It's the same spiel again, I have to ask. And it's also a very crowded, like not necessarily crowded, I don't know, it depends how many people are in there, but it's like a very small shop again. So let's go in. I hope, fingers crossed, I can film. Okay, they do have a girls' toy section. Not a small one, you can see that. My Little Pony and keepers and stuff on card, glow friends. They even have quite a lot of keepers, you can see that. Yeah, My Little Pony, specifically first generation, of course, and plushies. And the first thing there that I'm taking into my hands, yep, that's a Care Bear. Might not look like it, but it's one of the 90s Care Bears. One of the environmental Care Bears, and I immediately was like hooked. This is one of the fluffy dogs, but I was very intrigued. They had quite a lot of them, but it's a small one. I didn't know they came in 2 sizes. So the store before the day I saw one of the big ones, but these are all kind of small. It seems they came in 2 sizes, which I didn't know. And peeking behind there's another bunny surprise. Yes, the store also has a lot of the surprise pets. A peach bunny surprise. Next to it is the My Pretty Pony. The first iteration of a My Little Pony, you could say. And Sky Dancers and Cherry Mary Muffin. And behind there, you can't see it very well with the glare, but a couple of bigger standing dolls like Little Miss and probably a PJ Sparkles, or I don't exactly know. Yeah, Wuzzles, Care Bears, Moon Dreamers, and quite a big selection of G1 My Little Pony. And yeah, there's one that I don't have, there's one that I need. So you bet what's coming with me. What else can we see there? There's a little glowworm, there's some strawberry shortcakes, even the 2 villains, they're so funny. There's tea bunnies, there's a Poochie, tape dispenser, more ponies, and quite a lot of Darling Dinos, off the cart. In last store we saw a lot of carded ones. Actually, down below there's also G3 ponies, but I didn't really focus on them very much because, if you got G1 ponies, I'm not focusing on G3s if there's a big collection of G1s. What else? I'm doing a voiceover because the person in the store, which I guess he's the owner, didn't want me to really talk or film very loud, as far as I understood. That's why I'm doing a voiceover. Cherry Mary Muffin. Behind there, the blue doll that you saw. Also this one, the black girl there. I think they are Dreamy Sweets. Is that what they're called? They're kind of like in late 90s or even early 2000s doll line, but they are very much this aesthetic. Quite a good keeper selection. Also all the finders to it. In between, there's Bitsy Bears. These are so incredible. These are the Peppermint Rose plushie bunnies. Peppermint Rose is a doll line from Mattel, but they had these plush bunnies. Popples, Care Bears, and oh my god, a secret surprise pony standing on it's box. Yes, they came on in boxes, not in like on blister cards. Amazing. So I was not expecting to have, like, it's kind of all in this corner, and I will show you a little more of the store where it's also all of the action figures and stuff, but it's crammed full of cutie girly goodness. Right at the top there, can you see all of this owl and all these weird creatures? They are Wonder Whims. I mean, they are not the dolls, but the animals to it. Oh gosh, I didn't ask for prices. I couldn't see it. Probably not cheap. 2 more PJ Sparkles pets and the PJ Sparkles horse, which is kind of the only pet that I have for the PJ Sparkles line. And Magic Nursery pets, and I don't know what these are. The bunny and the bear, like Twinkle Toes bears maybe, or something similar. I think this little lion there, does it go to the Angel Bunny toy line? It looks very much like it. And yeah, here it already starts also with, Star Wars and, Iron Man, and there's the Masters of the Universe playset, and big, like, playsets and everything is, like, crammed up until even there's stuff hanging on the ceiling, like carded stuff tucked to the ceiling itself. This store is it's very narrow. You have to really navigate through it. It's like a maze a little bit. So when you're in the back of the store, like, there's too many like little like rows, etc., that nobody can see you from the front. So it's like very, very like a labyrinth, like a maze. What do we have here? Yeah, there's Thundercats, I think, and Black Star, and some She-Ra, and some Masters of the Universe, and some adjacent similar 5.5 toy lines, even knockoffs, etc. Very cool selection of these. Tarzan and the Adventures, whatever, there's a 90s toy line. There's a Golden Girl in box, also very, very cool. Some weird, I don't know, are these sectors? I'm not sure. What are these? These might be, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons from LGN. There's a big gym in box back there. So, of course, a very, very good selection of quote-unquote boy toys. So, there's a Pee Wee Herman. I mean, I never, didn't know Pee Wee Herman when I was a child. I didn't watch Pee Wee's Playhouse or anything. I think it was not a thing in Germany, but there's the big doll. Of course, I know what it is. Boglins? Yep, there are Boglins. What else can I spot here? I'm also sorry for the glare and also for the not very good lighting. It was very dark, and the lighting is very yellow in there. And then, of course, everything's behind glass, so there's a glare. So that wasn't very, ideal for filming, but I mean, it's a store. It's not meant to be filmed, technically. It's meant that you're shopping there. And also older toys. So on the left there, I also don't know what these are. So there's also lots of cabinets, which I can't really tell you much about because I don't know what it is. But there you see, I'm navigating through it because it's so narrow. So to the left there, you can see it starts there with all of the plushies. That's where the girl corner is, you could say. And lots and lots of puppy surprise and other surprise pets. I don't know what that is. I know these bears on the right hand side, but there's also more vintage 80s Care Bears tucked behind there. Just checking it out. It's one of the, mid-size ones. Lucky Bear. I'm so bad with the Care Bears names. I'm so sorry. What else? Something with Smurfs. Yes, also so many puppy surprise. I don't know what these are. I mean, in the front there left, I think that's a Modern Bunny surprise, but all of these other poodles, I don't know what they are. I really like these two, these super neon hot pink ones. This is one of the laying kitty surprise. Very intrigued, but I mean, you know what? I just bought a pony surprise to say, look at how many puppy and pony surprise. I mean, I said in the last video that the other store was where I saw I've never seen so many surprise pets in one store and one point, but here they had more. They even had more. So navigating through it to the front, yeah. What's there? They had quite a good selection of like, bed sheets or linen or I don't know, comforters or all with, toys on it, mostly like Disney. So maybe a little vintage, but like not super vintage. Most of it's probably like early 2000s or something. That's a Barbie one. It looks like a Barbie comforter, I think. Adorable, but can't bring something like that on a plane. Way too big and, more, this blue glowworm and some trolls. They had boxed turtle tots, turtle tots in box. And here's a small selection of dolls. And Sesame Street, etc. But what I actually wanted to reach is some of the dolls in box, so Barbies specifically, but also Disney, I think. So here we've got one of the Fashion Play Barbies of the late 80s or early 90s. No, I think it's a late 80s one. And there you can see they have some Disney dolls, some newer ones, or some, I think at least the Rapunzel is, of course, not very old because the movie's not very old, but they have a 90s birthday Barbie. This is an early 2000s one, I think Hip to be Square or something is the name of this line. Baywatch, but not the Barbie Baywatch line. It seems there were other Baywatch dolls back in the day. And Aurora, so Disney. And another Sleeping Beauty, so we've got her Prince Philip, which by the way is my favorite Disney prince. And here on the left, I can't tell you anything about this. Those look to be other plushies and maybe some older ones or maybe some Cabbage Patch related items, or I don't know what these dolls in the front are. So there's definitely also some older stuff, so maybe like 60s, 70s stuff. Lots of Smurfs and then Trolls also to the left. I didn't really film it. On the left, these two monsters, they are these lost tremors or something, so similar to the My Pet Monster, but more of the Latin American countries had them. Furby a little bit. So very crazy cool selection. And then the decor, I mean, it's stuffed until the ceiling. There's these masks or the big gremlin and old, I don't know, celebrity things, and I think even records. And okay, we're back in the girl corner because this is what interests me the most, of course. So I'm pointing out that there are some Care Bears that I don't have, and I also don't have this My Little Pony. And I'm really thinking about these keepers because there's a Shimmers, but I have this Shimmers one. The only one, but I have this. I love the Shimmers line, but I'm thinking about this orange yellow keeper because it's from the first wave, which I don't really see a lot, but keepers is also something that I can find over here. And what I'm spotting there, another My Little Pony thing. Yes, there's a little merchandise item for first generation of My Little Pony. And oh my goodness, all these G3 babies at the bottom there. I'm going back to the environmental Care Bears. I think I like the purple one more than the super hot pink one. If it would have been a little more pastel, but probably the purple one's the way to go for me. They're not cheap. I mean, I'm also thinking about the fluffy dogs, but I couldn't think about getting the My Pretty Pony because it's way too big. Half of my luggage would be full with this. And also no more surprise pets. I just bought the pony surprise in the store before that. I had some carded items behind me that I noticed at that point. So My Little Pony, Wear on Card, Blinky Bill. I didn't even know they made toys for Blinky Bill. It was one of my favorite cartoon series as a child. I really liked Blinky Bill. I don't know if you remember it. Some old magazines, I think, tucked to the wall next to it. And I don't know what these toys are.
So as you might have realized, I was not talking in the store. I asked him, I mean, honestly, the store is so like small, like a labyrinth or something. He would never have seen if I would have just started filming, and I'm always talking very quiet. But he didn't actually want me to film directly, as far as I understood. Photo okay, he said. And then I gave him my YouTube like card, my, you know, I just went as my YouTube and my Instagram, etc. And he was like filming, like no talking. That's what I understood. So I just filmed very quiet. So I make a voiceover over it. The store lighting is also very bad, so it's very, very yellow. He really literally has yellow lights, so I don't know how good the footage is coming out, but I was wrong. It's not just boy toys. I have a lot of girl toys. Apparently all the other, you know, action figure collectors, YouTuber guys who are filming in there, they are just filming the boy toys. They're just not filming the girl toys. See, they had a lot. They had a lot of ponies. More than the other store, definitely. They had all the others. They had a lot of keepers, to be quite honest. I was also tempted by one of the bigger keepers, but you know, keepers is something I see more often over in Germany, so yeah. So I chose again things that I think I would not just run into randomly at a German flea market or convention or something like that. So I chose, I mean, you will see the haul, but from my finger pointing, you maybe could guess what I was interested in, and I probably said it in the voiceover. I again did a lot of damage, but like all of these 3 bags are like full of these, like 2 toy stores, not just the one. And what you did not see is the Spectra, because it was directly at the counter or next to the counter, but you cannot even see it now because she is in there. So I didn't film her at all. It was the first thing that I put aside. Oh my god, I got a Spectra doll. I cannot believe it. She has fashions on. It's now 3 o'clock. So I will now text Michi that I'm done with the 2 toy stores. But as I said, in the area there's a lot of other, you know, thrift stores, especially for clothing, so I would be interested in going through them, but it depends what Michi is doing, if she wants to join me, if we want to meet up somewhere else. But this is probably not part of the video. I will not film when I buy clothes. So I've been to a couple of vintage fashion stores already today, but I haven't bought anything there. Gotta save my money for this. So, but yeah, as I said, haul is probably coming in a different video, so, or has already been up. I don't know how I structure the Japan videos. Okay, I know I probably said in the video that the haul will be a separate video. I'm just kidding, it will be not. Because the footage itself is not as like elongated and much as in the other stores, because I wasn't allowed to like talk while filming. He wanted to, I didn't even really understand if he, it was like not really, if he didn't want me to film at all, but also when he saw that and I was filming, it was okay. He was like silent, and it was like probably he didn't want me to interrupt with my filming with any other customers, but there weren't any other customers, to be quite honest. So there's not too much footage and it's all voiceover. So I can definitely, and it's probably just 20 something minutes or something. So I will include the haul. So what did I buy? Oh my goodness, let's have a look. Let's make it not too long. Oh yeah, this was actually the last thing that I picked out. It's on top here. It's a My Little Pony item. You see here, it is actually the G1 My Little Pony, like very vintage artwork, little box. And you can open it up. It's just with this simple, you know, plastic tab here. And you know, you can put stuff in it. I love My Little Pony, you know, merchandise items, of course. And I was so happy to see something like this there. I couldn't like super find out what this necessarily like is, but I think it is probably something, because it's not really a lunchbox, though you could maybe use it to also store some lunch, but it's not really lunchbox style. So maybe it's more meant to be as a pencil case. I found 3 pieces that kind of belong to the set. They're all in different sizes. And I think, like as the copyright says 1983, it is very early in the line, so probably immediately when My Little Pony came out. You see it's all these early ponies. We've got Applejack and Glory and Firefly and Medley and all of that. So, and the Dream Castle,
doesn't even really look like the Dream Castle yet, because Dream Castle wasn't probably out yet. So I guess this is very early on in the G1 My Little Pony line, and I love it. I will probably put it somewhere up there where, you know, my boxed items are, and put something in it, maybe pony stickers or something, I don't know, or even pony accessories that I don't display, because, you know, I have my pony combs and brushes in these glass bowls, but I have more pony accessories that I don't display with my ponies. Probably something, well, I was just so happy. The store was, you know, you saw it more geared towards, you know, action figures and all of that, but honestly, you shouldn't like underestimate the girl toy section in there. It's pretty large, and there were also so many good things. Prices were a little higher than I would love, but holiday, I had saved up money, so I still bought stuff, and I honestly don't remember any of the prices. Really, it's so long ago now, because I'm filming this whole part way after. So also this was probably not super cheap, but I wanted it. It's of course something not Japanese exclusive. I didn't buy any Japanese exclusive things. It's from the US. Okay, what else? Maybe let's get to the thing that you didn't see in the footage, because it was kind of the same as in the other store in Not a Toy, where the first thing I kind of picked out immediately was a Barbie, and you didn't see that in the footage because it was before I was starting to film. It was here the same. I picked out the doll out of the cabinets. It was the point when I didn't even had started filming. It was right in the front in the counter next to him. So I immediately asked him, could I see this? And we put it like on the counter to be, you know, purchased because I knew immediately when I saw it that I wanted to buy it. It was on my wish list for so long, and it is a Spectra doll. It is Spectra herself from the Spectra toy line. Lacy Spacey, out of this world. A Mattel 80s doll line, not related to Barbie, though kind of, you know, has some, you know, similarities with Barbie. I was so happy when I saw it, and she wasn't that crazy expensive. I would say she was like, I mean, she was definitely less expensive than when if I would have, you know, like purchased her from the US with shipping and all of that. So it totally made sense. It was only this one doll in the store. There were some Barbies and some other dolls, but it was again not very doll heavy. But I knew it. I knew immediately that I wanted her. She is like, this toy line is on my list for so long, but they were not sold in Europe, and I could only get them from the US. And I don't know, I have never splurged, but even from the US, they're not really expensive. It's a pretty small toy line. Just consisted of this one wave. I don't know why they were not more, like, you know, better received. They didn't sell really well. I don't know. It was the 80s. It's like 80. When are they actually from? 87, so like mid 80s, actually prime Barbie era. But kids, I don't know, they kind of probably didn't really care too much for this, you know, these aliens, because they are like a friend group, like one boy and then like four girls, I think, in all different colors. The Spectra is the pink one, we have a yellow one, etc. And then the metal on the body also always reflects that kind of color. Other than that, their fashions are more, you know, lace heavy, very lace heavy. So it is also like kind of the slogan of this toy line, Lacy Spacey, out of this world. They are meant to be aliens that come from the planet Shimmeron and come down to Earth because they've heard, you know, rumors that teenage culture on Earth is so fun, and they wanted to be part of that, and so they you know, go to, you know, make all of these typical teenage things, go out with friends and dress up, make sleepovers and blah blah blah, what teenagers just did in the 80s. Gosh, and I would die to have more of these, but it is a good start to at least have one of them. She's complete, I mean, in terms of her outfit, which is also often you just find them, you know, with these cool shiny bodies, but no fashions on. Yeah, they have a normal kind of Barbie looking face, and if I'm not totally mistaken, isn't that even the same face? Wait, let me quickly check. No, it has an 86 86, then it's probably her own face, because I was like, isn't that even the Jessie face? Maybe not. It maybe is not. I'm not exactly, haven't done super good research, but no, it has an 86 stamp on it, so it's probably her own face. But yeah, the bodies are very similar to, you know, the 90s articulated Barbie bodies. They can do the splits. I'm not doing that because she's wearing lace tights. They have the big flat feet and also the arms. It looks like they would have articulation at the wrists, but they don't. Same as the feet, it looks like, but they don't. So it is kind of, not 100%, but I think this is the same also with the ball joint in here, in the waist. It is the same body that in 1993 for the gymnast Barbie and then bicycling Barbie was first used and then became the standard for the articulated body in the 90s. But here we have it in shiny, you know, vac metallized plastic. I'm not sure if this is very prone to rubbing off. This one definitely does not have a lot of, you know, paint loss, or it's not paint, it's like vac metallized. There's not much of this shiny color missing. So either she's in really good condition or this is something that isn't really happening with them. She's wearing this dress, which, you know, spaghetti straps, tight body, and then a super voluminous lacy dress that has multiple layers. The lowest, like the bottom layer, is very stiff. And then she has lace over it and it's asymmetric. So that's correct, like it is. And then you saw it, lace leggings, and not necessarily tights, they're leggings because you can see the shoe, like the feet. And I don't think they came with shoes. Maybe they did, and I'm just stupid. It's very possible they came with shoes. Then she would be missing the shoes. Yeah, and also another lace bow in her hair. I didn't give her like absolute correct hairstyle anymore. I mean, she had maybe a little curlier hair, but she has like, her whole head is rooted with, you know, tinsel. There's tinsel everywhere, and tinsel and curling is not really a good thing in my opinion, because the tinsel will never like be affected the same as the rest of the hair, so it will always stick out, and so I rather left it just a little bit, you know, I just gave her a boil wash and that's it. She has like, the bangs are also super interesting because, you know, typical 80s, they are rooted far back here, so it's a full front head of bangs, and it's so cute. I mean, it's not super easy to style, also there's tons of tinsel in it, but I love it so much. So I think her original hairstyle was more like in the middle here and updo, and the rest was like down, but I made it more like a side ponytail, a little side ponytail. Her face is absolutely beautiful. I mean, typical Mattel, you know, 80s, like late 80s quality. The dolls are amazing. I think they were released in, I said they were not released in Europe. I think they were released maybe in Europe, but not in Germany. So maybe there were countries like Denmark, or I don't know, the Netherlands, or I have no idea. Maybe they were released there. It is very possible. Maybe the UK, but you find them very rarely, like online anywhere on the typical, you know, European pages that I use. And if you find them, then they are really expensive. So I'm so happy. So my very first Spectra doll, and yeah, so the other characters have different names, but this is Spectra herself. So they even made some cute play sets, and they even made a dog. I also would like to have the dog. It looks like it's a, you know, like a little bit like an R2-D2 as a dog, something like that. So I was so happy. You didn't see that, but yeah, I think you saw definitely that they had some of these Care Bears there, or at least was it 2 or something? And yeah, you see, another plushie. I already bought a couple of plushies the day in the other store, but I couldn't resist. And yeah, it's another Care Bear. It's even another purple Care Bear. You know, I picked up the Bright Hot Raccoon, a cup. And this actually is one of the 90s Care Bears. That's why they look so different. But I always also wanted to have one of those, but also again, not released here. I know, it sounds like always the same. I sound like a broken record. Not released here. not every one of those is like that I would like to have them, because there's some questionable color choices, but some of these colors are really lovely. They are these neon pastels. There's a pink one, there's a light blue one. Those I would like, but there's also some, you know, peach colored one, something that was a brown one. They don't look that cute, but yeah, they are from the early 90s. That was kind of the first reboot of the Care Bears franchise, and people mostly refer to them as either the environmental Care Bears, or I've also heard people say Care Bears environmental friends. I couldn't find any of that directly associated with the Care Bears, other than that they are, you know, Care Bears that, how is it? Wait, let me read the slogan. Care Bears care about the environment. I think that's what was on the boxes. And the difference, I mean, they just look very different. They're still bears and they're still nice quality. They still have the typical, you know, Care Bears thing here. So they're, I think, from 91. That's also what it says here, Care Bears, blah, blah, those characters from Cleveland, which is American Greetings, made in China. Kenner again made these. They don't have embroidered, like, belly symbols. They have like this shiny material and then it's printed, but it is super cute. This one, by the way, is a Share Bear. This is the version of Share Bear from this generation. They didn't do very well. They were too different. It's very often when you have a very popular brand and then you start to reboot it for the first time and it looks somewhat different and people don't like it. It's the same with Polly Pocket, has been the same with My Little Pony. There's multiple other like toy brands that I could probably reference, but it's also the same with Care Bears. There was just this one line, I think, I don't know, 10 characters or something, and this was probably one of the only things they did, these plushies. There's maybe a little bit more to them, but yeah, it was typical 90s, you know, environmental, like, you make people aware of the environment, of like pollution and all of that, and the Care Bears were also fighting for that. So actually a really cool thing, but I don't know, for the Care Bears it didn't really work, but I really like them. They're of course, you know, rather big, not super big, but kind of as the normal 80s Care Bear size, the typical ones, and I really like them. So yeah, environmental Care Bear, Share Bear. I was so happy to find one. I think I saw one in the first store in not of this day, but the other day, a couple days before in Spiral, but I don't know, I didn't gravitate towards this one because they gravitated towards other things in the store. But here, definitely not cheap, but worth it for me. Again, something that I would need to order from the US, and then I would have a lot of shipping and additional fees, blah blah blah. And let's keep it with Care Bears because I bought 2 more Care Bears. Ta-da, but not plushies. So just the small posable ones that are behind me here. Well, there's definitely space for them left, and there's always some that I don't have. I'm not always, because in the store before I did have all of them, but here were 2 that I didn't have. I'm just a little like bummed that they had 2 of a Bedtime Bear, and I cannot remember if both of probably not. I probably picked the one in worse condition. They were the same price. I should have just picked up the other one. I didn't notice it, that his little lock was cut. Yeah, something I did not see, but yeah, I picked up you know, the Bedtime Bear and Baby Tugs. Both light blue, but you can still see different blue. Yeah, this is one of the baby, the, you know, twins. There's a girl, Baby Hugs, and then Baby Tugs is the little boy. They were always associated, you know, with the Grandma Bear, with Gran Bear. Super cute. I don't know, they're, you know, even cuter. And this one has the little forelock or lock here, you know, the little tuft of hair. And I'm a little bit like, I didn't notice it, because they had 2 of this one. Maybe both of them had a cut hair, but I doubt it. And they were both the same price. These were actually, absolutely okay price. I think they were 1,500, no, 2,000 yen, which translates to something around 15 euro, 12 euro, which that's an absolutely fine price for me for these, which I think they were released here, but you find them very, very rarely, especially not out in the wild anymore. So 2 more of these Care Bears. They are definitely 80s, didn't say it. I mean, here we were in the 90s, but this is from the original release of the Care Bears, the posable ones. They had multiples. I think they had like 16 different ones, and they also made the Care Bear cousins, and yeah, they were released in 83. I think Baby Hugs and Tugs a little later because these characters were introduced a little later. And yeah, same toy company, Kenner. Care Bears wise, that was it. But let's maybe get to a pony. Yeah, I was so happy. There was, I mean, they also had quite a good arrangement of ponies, quite a lot of different ones, but I have a very big pony collection, so it's not always easy to find ones that I don't have yet. And of course, I don't pick up doubles when they are pretty high prices, which they were. But I did not have this one. This is Woozy. Now I have the Happy Tails ponies kinda complete. I say kinda because there's variants that I don't have. And this is the normal Woozy. Woozy is in the crackers pose, so this sideways pose that sometimes folds over. Actually, Woozy stands really nice, so even here on my hand. And if you remember, maybe the Happy Tails ponies, they're the ones that have the tail that flops around when you push the ponies. So whoop, 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 whoop. And some people make the mistake to think it's pushing on the bottom, and then it doesn't really work that well. No, it's like a clasp on the inside, metal and a little bit of plastic, and it's better when you push here at the shoulder. So when you push here, then it really nicely wobbles around. It's so cute. This pony set has always two little animals as their cutie mark. This one has, I think, these are mice. Sometimes you can mistake them because I think for one of the ponies I thought it's puppies, but then it turns out this is meant to be lion cubs or something. But I think these are mice. And Woozy, yeah, these ponies don't have really long hair. This just does not cut. This is correct. Also the mane, a little bit of the factory curl still in there. Like super lovely colors, like this yellow hair with this aqua. I don't know, I would really say this is an aqua color. A little bit of mint green, and then these like dark, not dark, but like, you know, almost red eyes. Rather red-brown eyes. She's so adorable. And yeah, there is, I was talking about variants, there is a significant variant of Woozy out there. This is the more common one, the normal one. There's a lavender Woozy. Really, she has a lavender body, and I'm not exactly sure if the hair also lavender. I think so. But she is definitely the rarer version. And of course, with these ponies in the, you know, early 90s, there were also weird variants in the UK where they just pushed on, you know, princess ponies' heads onto these bodies and all of that. So there's also weird variations of those. I've never come across one of those. But this is the normal, you know, Woozy from, I think this pony set is like year 7? Let me check. No, it's even year 6, so it's 87, 88. So absolutely mid of the pony line, a rather very cute set, though not released in Germany. Pretty sure in other European countries they had it, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Germany definitely did not have the set. And now this is the last one that I was missing for, you know, the normal Happy Tails ponies without any of the weird variants or lavender Woozy. So here we go again. Couldn't be happier. Also, this pony was not necessarily cheap, but okay, if I find it out in the wild, so to say, in a store on holiday, it's okay to pay up for it. So, and no shipping, etc. So maybe it would have come to the same price if I would have ordered her separately from the US. And these ponies have such nice, the bodies have, I don't know, of course the bodies are more rubbery, so they have a different texture to them. I really like their feel. They're a little more wobbly, and then, you know, whoop, whoop, whoop. They're so funny, and they make you happy when you have them in your hand. I don't know. They're the Happy Tails ponies. This was amazing that there was one G1 My Little Pony that I didn't have. Yes. And there's one more thing that I'm also so stoked about having. It's a tea bunny. You guys, I also, another toy line that was, you know, I sound like a broken record, released over here. But I've always wanted, because again, it goes, I don't know, back to the first YouTubers that I've ever seen making videos about these vintage toys, and they had some of these tea bunnies. My brain always thinks they are called teacup bunnies, but they're actually not called teacup bunnies, they're just called tea bunnies. I just put the rubber band around it so it's not losing all of its stuff, because this one's actually kind of complete. It might have come with more stuff. For me, it's actually complete. Because for now you haven't really seen anything, right? It looks like here's a saucer and a cup. So, but no, inside there's a little bunny. Ooh, they are so adorable. And whoops, there's even another little cup for the bunny itself, because of course when you drink out of the cup, also the bunny wants to drink out of a cup. Can you actually put this into the hand of the bunny? I'm not sure. You might be able to squeeze the little cup into the hand of the bunny, but for now I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, these have cute little heads on, they're pretty big on them, cute big heads on them, because it is then when you put them into the cup, then it's like a lid, so they are kind of hidden in there. But you know, the heads have holes in them, so they can stick their ears through it, and the ears have like little flowers at the top. They have a little bit of, you know, removable fashion, so it's definitely fabric dress. They are a little bit posable, same as, you know, maybe the Care Bears here, the little posable Care Bears. So you can move the head left to right. You can move the arms up and down, not really much, but a little bit of posability. And technically you can also make them, you know, move their legs, and you could also sit them down. So they came in different colors. There was multiple different sets, especially also some that just came with a little bit of bigger play sets, though all of them always came, you know, with a saucer that has super cute designs on them. Look at these flowers. Came with a cup that also has super cute, like it doubles almost a little bit like a play set, because there's always something, you know, that you could pretend the bunny is going to, because it's a greens on the green grocer. This bunny is actually called, let me check it again because I already forgot, Tulip Blossom. So I guess the little flowers here are meant to be tulips. So this is Tulip Blossom. At the back there's also more embellishment at the heads. The heads have a little bow here. They're textured, and even the handle of the cup has like more sculpting on it. It's just adorable. So what is this toy line? They're actually made by Tomy. They were made by Tomy in the mid-90s. So I think 1995 is when they started getting released. So Tomy technically is a Japanese company, but they were definitely more marketed towards in the US, I think, because definitely they were released in the US. I don't know if they were released like this in Japan. I don't think so, because Tomy was also, you know, making stuff for overseas, not just for Japan. But then I think it changed the manufacturer a couple of times. So in like 97 or 8 or so, and then in 99 again to another company. So, but they stayed the same. They looked the same. They had the same design, but they're not by Tomy. But the original first ones were made by Tomy. They are adults. This is one of the adults, and they are called Tea Bunny and Me, I think, right? Set Tea Bunny and Me. All of these sets, which had, you know, the saucer and this and blah, and the little cup. Here, they are called Tea Bunny and Me, and those are the adults. I didn't count them, but it's like maybe also 6 or 7 or whatever different ones, all obviously in different colors. So this is the, you know, peach color, there's the pink one, there's the blue one, there's blah, 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 blah. And they also made babies. Oh, they're also so cute. They come also in a little play set. And they also had bunnies that came just with a little bit of a more elaborate play sets. You could pretend this is also already a play set. They came in rather big boxes. and also displayed out of there, etc. But there were even some bunnies that came with more of a playset. So it's not a super small line, but I don't know, I think people really like them, but they're also not, I don't know, super, like, you don't see them in everybody's collection, I have the feeling. But I've always, like, as I said, as far back as first people seeing on YouTube showing some of these toys, I've wanted one. And now I have one. And pretty big in terms of display. I also don't know if I displayed out of the box or in a box, out of the cup or in. So who knows what I find out how to do it. But yeah, that was the last thing that I bought in the store. This bag is now empty. Plushie, doll, pony, Care Bears, bunny. I was like thrilled that I also wasn't even expecting to find that much girl toys in there, because it said it's more known of, you know, for action figures. But don't sleep on those toy stores, even though you think it's more of an action figure store. They might have some girl stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget you can give it a thumbs up, comment down below, or maybe subscribe to my channel if you're not. So thank you so much for watching. See you real soon, and may the toys be with you. Bye!